Many years ago when I was doing research for my undergrad degree, I conducted research on that very issue, leadership styles. And what I discovered is all of the bands that you can think of, autocratic style is what obtained. I remember one band leader saying to me, not me, you have to be autocratic, otherwise they'll vote you out your own band. Look what happened to so-and-so and so-and-so band, you know. There was a guy who was actually, he started this band from scratch and tried to adopt a more, you know, democratic style and so on. And voting, etc., etc. And they voted him out of his own band.
Thinking about leadership styles, and I'm thinking about Rudolph Charles. I'm thinking about what he would have been doing to keep Bajans in line. And I mean, it was necessary then. And it was a success because now Despers is an institution and they are recognized for their discipline when it comes to the music. But nowadays, I don't think such a heavy hand is necessary.
And that's the thing with the human factor. People want to feel appreciated. They want to feel they belong. They want to feel a sense of importance. They want to feel they have a say. And I think that, to me, best captures what is necessary, especially in the modern-day steel band setting.
Because we have people who are coming in to the Panyas with many different needs and personalities, and the better a leader could understand that is the better the space could be. So I think lead from near rather than far would be what I would like to see in a Panyard. Yeah.
Sometimes there might be a very laid-back sort of style where some of the players sometimes relate to that because many of the players can also be laid back. But then what tends to happen with a laid-back style is you don't get as much done, right? It takes a longer time to accomplish certain goals, right? But that also has its advantages because then everybody isn't as stressed, right? Everybody's sort of moving at a slower pace and they get the opportunity to be relaxed while going through these tasks. Some of the other leadership styles I've seen is the other side of things where people are very strict, right? And you have to come at this time and you have to do these things, you know. And then while that is very efficient and you can get a lot done, the players might be a little bit tense, right? And some of them may think, oh my gosh, this is too much pressure. So there are different styles of leadership for sure. Me, personally, I take more the strict side, but I do try to also implement a little bit of a relaxed nature because you want to get as much done as possible, but you also don't want your players to be stressed.
Personally, me as an arranger, or even a drill mistress, I like people to feel comfortable. And I am... I kind of, you know, try my best to make it fun. You know, I always crack it a joke. Everything stays light. Because that way, people are more relaxed. And once people are relaxed, then you have better results. I try my best not to stretch people too thin. And definitely lead from behind. You know, so I kind of rock back. That's my personal style. You know, I'm not all up in your face like, we have to do this because I say so. You know, I'm open to suggestions most of the time, so what would work best for you? To me, back in the day, the autocracy was kind of important and needed and had its place at that point in time. But I am seeing the art form evolving and moving away from that. And therefore, the more all-encompassing and involvement, total involvement and so on, leadership style is what works better. Also factored into that is the fact there are a lot of young people. And young people nowadays are well-informed and so on. So you can't shove every little thing down their throats like that and they will keep your band and go. But back then, there was a sort of loyalty and you can't go anywhere else but with this band, so to speak. But now they'd go from any band to any band, it don't matter. So you could keep your style and I'll go somewhere else that suits my way of thinking. You know, as a leader, You need to be able to manage the many different personalities in your orchestra. You need to be able to appeal to the people that you have in your orchestra. And in managing these personalities, you have to know how to deal with them. You know, some people can take a buff in the open, and some people, you know, you have to go quietly and say, hey, I didn't really like that. You know, you have to keep things light and fun.
Just looking at other women who lead their steel bands, the sort of general sense, if I was to really just generalize it, it seems as though the women are a little more, you know, efficient and want to be on top of it, kind of like how they may control or be mothers, you know, of kids. It's like, okay, nope, you need to be in school, you need to do your homework at this time. You know, I think there's this sort of way in which we sort of have to live our lives that we can definitely translate that into the leadership roles that we have at the Panyard. And I find myself being like that. You know, it's like we come here for a specific time and we're going to do this and these are our tasks. And we're going to write everything down, you know, in order, step 1, step 2, you know, be very prepared. And I've seen that among quite a bit of women, actually. So for me and for the other women, I feel as though that can definitely be a very strong point. The steel bands that have strong female leadership too, you can see that they are just killing it, right? They're just checking the things off the box. And this is not to say that the men leaders can't do this. You know, it's just that sort of different element that I've seen in general that women have brought to that leadership space.